Hey folks, welcome back to Game Geeks. I'm your host, Kurt Wiegel. Today's episode, The Force Unleashed Campaign Guide for the Star Wars Saga system. Not my favorite Star Wars product, but there's a lot in here you can use. Let me tell you why it's not my favorite. I don't like the Force Unleashed campaign setting. It's set between the events of Episode 3 and 4. The Empire is on the rise, the Republic is crumbling, Palpatine is tightening his grip, and there's a computer game, very well established, very well hyped computer game called The Force Unleashed, where you're playing Darth Vader's secret apprentice, and it really just lets you go completely balls out with your Force powers and wrecks and slam TIE fighters into each other and just blast stormtroopers or whoever you want to into oblivion. Yeah, that's all well and good. I've never really liked that era. I'm a big fan of the KOTOR era, which we reviewed a couple episodes ago. So what does this bring to you if you don't like the Force Unleashed era? Well, what it does is it gives you the Unleashed abilities. These are basically turning your powers up to 11. You can burn your already really overpowered destiny points and turn them into something even more ungodly powerful to use at your behest. I don't really like the idea of a Jedi gaining all these amazing abilities in this really weird time frame. There's nothing really magical to me about that time frame other than, yeah, the universe is broken and everything sucks. Good luck with that. I think you could really pull out all of these Force powers, which if you roll well, you spend your destiny point, you could conceivably crash the Death Star into a planet. Check it out mechanically. You can do it. Overpowered, you say? I agree, but I could really see someone like Darth Revan, Quel Udrama, or the Jedi Exile from the KOTOR era having a lot more of those powers than somebody that Darth Vader found that was Force sensitive and trained him to go kill other Jedi and then go after Palpatine so they could rule the galaxy together. Does that sound familiar? Vader wasn't really the most loyal apprentice that the Emperor could have picked there. You didn't see Maul or Sidious really plotting against Palpatine. This is not going to turn into a debate over Star Wars theory, all right? What else does this give you? New planets, new ships, new Force powers, a lot of which you can also find in Force Unleashed. Some interesting new races. My personal favorite in this is, and I'm going to butcher the pronunciation, I'm just warning you in advance, the Felucian, which are basically walking, talking fungi that are all Force sensitive that you can play, which could be interesting, or just weird, but either way it could be fun. So, Force Unleashed Campaign Guide. If you want to have a role-playing game based on that era, this is a good book for you. The only other thing that's really unique to this, that it brings to the table, is organization rules and gaining authority, gaining status and pull in these organizations. And what it does is it breaks some of them down for you. You've got the burgeoning rebellion, which is under Bail Organa's sort of observation. You've got some smugglers, you've got some crime syndicates, bounty hunters guild, and sort of gives you ways you can gain and lose influence and authority in those organizations. Would I recommend this for you? Only if, one, you really want the Unleashed power feats, which, if that's all you're after, this really isn't worth it, in my opinion. If you want a host of new races, planets, etc. to bring to the game, and you could put into another era, then this is good for you. If you really want to play in this era, or you want a role-playing game that models the computer game, go for it. This is not my favorite Saga product. My favorite one so far is probably the KOTOR era, but that's much closer to my heart. But if you want to mine this for other ideas, it's really good, or other mechanic stuff you can use in other places, it's really good for that. For Game Geeks, I'm your host, Kurt Wiegel. Good day and good gaming.